What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Natalie Diane. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. This is a channel where we get our mind right, our body right, and our spirit right. So if that aligns with you in any way, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and yeah. And if you are not new here, welcome back. Obviously, you came back for a reason. So, love that for you. Love that for me. So, yeah. Okay, so I was kind of struggling on what I wanted this next video to be about. But honestly, it kind of aligned in a way that it's like it has to be about this. Like, there's no other way. So this video is going to be about the struggles of growth and also the beauty that lies within it. Because I just feel like a lot of people, they want to get to the other side so bad. And normally that's what like we see on social media. You know, we see the beauty of the growth and stuff like that. But a lot of times we don't have people being honest with us about how hard it is. Like growth is hard and it's intense and it is a struggle in a sense, but it's also so much beauty on the other side and so much beauty within the process. So that's pretty much what we're going to talk about today because y'all, today has been a day, okay? And not in a sense where anybody has necessarily done anything to me. It's just been a day of silence. And y'all, that is really like getting to me. And when I say a day of silence, I mean, people aren't calling me back. People aren't answering the phone. People aren't texting me back. And it has me feeling away in a sense, if I'm being honest, because I'm like, damn, well, don't nobody want to talk to me today? But I oftentimes get in my head when it comes to things like that. And that doesn't mean that people don't care about me or don't love me or don't want to talk to me. It just means that everybody has their own life and everybody is dealing with their own thing in their own way. So I don't know what is going on in somebody else's head, you know? So I can't take that personal, but it's hard because when you really want to vent or when you really want to talk to somebody about something, it's like, well, why aren't you here? You know, because I feel like I'm there and I can't necessarily expect people to be there for me the way that I'm there for them, you know? And that's not to say that these people aren't here for me. It's just everybody's dealing with their own shit. If we just being honest, you know, this is a channel where we keep it real. So if I'm being honest, people are dealing with their own crap and that is something that I have to accept. Um, so yeah, we're going to talk about growth and how intense it is. Okay, so let's start with that. So when I originally moved to a new state, I realized that it was going to be different and I realized that it was going to be hard, but I didn't realize how many people would drift apart, how I would drift apart from all of these people that I've known for like years. And I'm talking about like I grew up with these people. Like I am 34 now and I met some of these people when I was like 12. When I, moved to a different state, these people it just completely drifted apart. And you start to realize when you move away who's really there and who's not. And that's not to like make anybody feel like crap. You just really start to see like who's meant to really be in your life for a lifetime versus a season. And oftentimes we hold on to things that we should have been let go of, but because we're familiar with those things, we hold on to them. And I feel like that's what makes growth so hard. At least for me, I know that I hold on to things because they're familiar and because I don't want to be the one to hurt somebody. I don't want to be the one to disappoint somebody. I feel like in a sense, I make myself responsible for somebody else's growth and for somebody else's happiness. And that could be also because I was in a codependent relationship from my end. I allowed my happiness to depend on somebody else And once we separated, I realized that I didn't realize who I was without this person. And when you move away to like a different state, or when you allow things to drift away from you, whether that's a job, a person, a relationship, a friendship, whatever, a dream, like when you allow things to shift the way they're supposed to shift, you start to realize that when we aren't in control of anything, when it comes to growth, when we have certain people in our life, we don't want to release those people. We don't want to release those things. We don't want to change. This change is necessary for growth. When you plant a seed and a flower blooms, that seed doesn't stay a seed forever, you know? That flower has to grow, so that means it has to change. And we oftentimes see the beauty of the flower, but we don't see the process that the flower goes through. And during this time of like silence, I had to really sit down with myself, leave my phone in the car, detach myself from all of the things that I felt like made me who I am. I had to separate myself from those things and realize that I have to grow in a way that is not attached to things. Because I realize that I really get attached to things, and when those things don't go my way, I start to feel like I'm not growing. When in reality, I am. And there was a certain situation that I had to I had to end because I started looking at where I am in life now and the person that I've grown into and where I see myself going. And with that situation, I didn't necessarily see it going or aligning with where I was going in life. And although that hurt me, I had to really accept the fact that everybody can't go where I'm going. Everybody's not meant to go where I'm going. And I also have to realize that I am not responsible for somebody else's happiness or for somebody else's growth. I'm only responsible for mine. And we have to realize when we put that type of responsibility on ourselves, that jeopardizes us a lot more than it does help us. It may seem like it's helping you right now, and it may not seem like a big deal right now, but when you actually look at it long term, how is that really going to help you? Because then you're going to build some sort of resentment for either that thing or that person that you decided to hold on to, when in reality, in order for you to grow and get to the next step, you have to let go. And a lot of us, we don't want to let go. And I feel like I'm kind of like talking in circles right now, but it's so important to like grasp this concept of understanding how not to hold on to certain things. Another reason why I feel like we hold on to certain things and certain people is because we fear guilt. You know, we fear that if we let go of this thing or this person, that we broke a promise to them and to ourselves, saying that, oh well, I'll always be there for you, I'll never leave, and things like that. But you have to realize, if it's no longer serving you, why do we still choose to hold on to it? And also, when we continue to hold on to certain things, we don't get a chance to see what's on the other side of that thing that we know we should let go of. It's beauty on the other side, and that's something that I really have to, like, I don't know, really tell myself. Like, I have to really beat in my head that there is beauty on the other side of what you're going through. There's beauty on the side of that broken heart. There's confidence on the side of that, on the other side of that broken heart. Because again, oftentimes we lose ourselves in certain jobs and situations and friendships and things like that. We try to be these people that society tries to make us be, and we don't know who we are without those things. And that's not where the growth comes in. We have to learn to trust the process and learn that when we step outside of the unknown and we trust the unknown and trust that there is beauty beyond what we're familiar with, then that is the other side that we see. That is the other side that people show, that we try to get to. But you have to understand that the people that got to that side, they went through the shit that we're trying to avoid. They went through those steps. And no, it's not pretty, and no, it doesn't feel good. However, in order for you to get there, you have to feel it. You have to go through it. And I'm talking to me. This is not just for you. This is for me too, because this is something that I don't want to say struggle with. It's something that I still have to learn. It's something that I'm still going through. It's something that I'm still growing through, because I try to hold on to these things that don't serve me, and I feel bad because it's like, well, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to be that person who felt that pain, because I know what it feels like to be left behind. I know what it feels like to be hurt. I know what that pain feels like, and I don't want to be that one causing that pain. However, I also don't want to be the one stuck because I couldn't let go of those things. How is that fair to me? So it's like you have to learn to choose yourself during this process and trust that there is something far greater in the unknown. And I get that we oftentimes we don't believe that because we don't see it. What we see is what we're familiar with. And sorry, that's BS. If you have a person that, I don't know, only eats chicken whenever they go out. They only eat chicken at steak restaurants, at wherever they go, they find if it's chicken and fries on the menu, they are getting chicken and fries, whether there's chicken fingers, hot wings, like whatever, they're getting chicken because that is what they're familiar with. And the one time that they tried something new, it didn't go their way. They didn't like it. So now they have in the back of their mind that, oh, well, if I try something else new, I'm not going to like it. So now when they end up going out to eat with somebody and the chicken is not on the menu, what are you going to do? Just starve yourself? Or are you going to, or chicken or fries? Let's say a restaurant don't have chicken or fries. Are you going to starve yourself? Or are you going to actually try something different? That's where the real growth comes in. When we have the strength and the courage to say, you know what? I want to try this. No, it might be nasty. It might be the nastiest thing I've ever tasted before, but you know what? I tried it. I stepped out of my comfort zone and I tried it. And that's one of the hardest things I had to deal with when it came to moving to a different state, is stepping outside of my comfort zone. Granted, I knew people here, but it was like I wasn't familiar with, this environment or the people here. I had my own apartment, and where I had my own apartment. I had my job. I had a car. I had friends that I could call and hang out with every single weekend if I wanted to, every day if I wanted to. And I moved 2.5 hours away, and I realized that I couldn't call those people anymore and party with them every day or every other weekend. I couldn't, go back to the apartment that I was familiar with. I couldn't go back to that job that I was familiar with. I couldn't go back to that relationship and it be the same that I was familiar with, because things change. But what I've realized when those things change is I am who I am today and able to speak to you the way I am now because I've allowed those things to change. I have cried many nights. I cried today. It's hard when you really start to trust the unknown. You really can look in the mirror and say, I don't like how this shit feels, but I am proud that I am not the same person that I was a year ago or 2 years ago or 6 months ago. You've allowed yourself to grow. You've allowed yourself to evolve, and you've met new people. You experienced new places. You've tried new things. So understand that beauty is on the other side of this process. Understand that during the process, beauty is within it. You just have to take a moment to step back, sit in the silence, look around you, and say, you know what? This shit is beautiful. I love it here. Even if it's hard to believe right now, you are still doing the damn thing. And there is somebody out there proud of you. I'm proud of you. You know, I'm proud of myself. And even though I had my moments today where I really questioned, you know, a lot of things and a lot of people, I realized that there is beauty in the struggles that we go through. There is beauty in the pain that we experience. There is beauty in the shame that we feel. There is beauty in the judgment that we may have towards ourselves or may have towards others. Because at the end of the day, we have to keep it real. We're human and we have moments of shame, guilt, judgment, fear, you know, loss. We have all of those. But as long as we don't choose to sit in it and dwell in the past and the pain that we experience, then you allow yourself to grow and you allow yourself to heal and you allow yourself to feel. And when what you can feel, you can heal. So, yeah. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I know this wasn't a super, super long video, and I really just wanted to keep it real when it comes to my growth and kind of relate to what you guys are going through as well. Because at the end of the day, everybody in your life is going through something. And just because somebody doesn't answer the phone, just because somebody doesn't text you back right away, just because somebody don't text you back that day, that doesn't mean that they don't care about you. That doesn't mean that they don't love you. That doesn't mean that you aren't important in their lives. And that doesn't mean that you're not wanted. It just means that people need to feel how they feel and go through what they go through when they're going through it. And when they have an opportunity to reach out to you, they will. Now, of course, if it's making you feel a way, you know, and you've been feeling this way for a while, that's something different. But if it's a one time thing, allow people, extend grace where grace is needed. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to growth. Grow, feel, and heal. Okay? I love you. Peace. It's your girl, Nat. Mwah.